A lot of people think I started Hoover. I didn't start Hoover. I know who started Hoover. I joined Hoover. I left the East Side and joined Hoover the first week Hoover came out.
Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby. Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul, represent your ghetto, baby.
The first week they came out, and I was going to Bethune Junior High. You know, Hoover came out in 1972. Everybody you got Hoover's don't know what year Hoover came out, but it came out in 1972. When I was going to Bethune, I was already going to Bethune with Hoovers. When they turned Hoovers, they was my dogs. But when I left the East Side, I switched over to Hoover Crips the first week they came out.
The guy or guys that formed Hoover, are they your age or a little bit older?
Well, the founder is about 18 months older than me. The founder, Pierre.
All right. And we're not going to say his name right now.
No.
And that's because you got a book coming out after this one.
Right.
Okay. So back to this book, man. What's that to your left?
With this?
Yeah.
Oh, these are just some of my sayings in my book. These is a lot of my sayings is inside the book. It's coming out. It's coming out any day now.
Do you have a favorite saying up there?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of them, but my favorite one is this one right here. Escapism from realism is fakeism. That's my favorite right there.
Real talk. So tell me about the book, man. What's it about? Give me the details, man. Why should people buy your book?
Well, my book is called A Voice from the Trenches. It was originally this book was originally predicated on 5 other individuals who wrote this book with me, right? But I wrote the most pages out of this book. It was a compilation of ex-Bloods and Crips that we talked about how we made our entrances to the gang line, how we made our exit out of it. But due to some discrepancies and complications, I had to exclude their thesis out and do the book on my own. So the book is an anti-gang book. It's to send out a stern warning, a message to these youngsters not to follow my same destructive paths and footsteps to nowhere. I got that on the back cover. And so I'm telling them about the pitfalls, the hardship, and all the misery going to come with it. But there's only 3 things going to happen. And I talk about it from beginning to end in this book. It's an anti-gang book. I'm telling these youngsters, y'all still want to gang bang, Crip, Blood, or wherever. It's only 3 alternatives going to happen. And it's inevitable. You're going to prison for the rest of your life, or you're going to death row, or you're going to the graveyard. So this is where my book is predicated on my whole Crip career, my whole experience. I gang, bang for over 30-something years, and I'm sharing my experience with these youngsters to tell them what's going to happen, period, point blank.
If you could put your finger on something to show why you still alive, what would that be?
You know what? I don't want to. Only thing I can say is God. God saved me.
God saved you from the pitfalls of gangbang.
Yeah, because after, doing 33 years in prison, man, that's the only person I can give my grace to and thanks to and appreciation to is God,
I was going to ask you, which pitfall did you fall to, but you answered it with prison.
Well, just like in this book, it's coming out right now. Before prison, a lot of people be tripping on I've done 33 years. I've only been home 4.5 years by the grace of God, but people trip on the fact I've done these 33 years in prison. They don't realize I done spent the majority of my life behind walls. I done been to several juvenile halls out here in California, been to juvenile camp. I've been to YA, not YA one time. I've been to youth authority, YA 4 times. And aside from the 33 years I just done, so I done spent the majority of my life behind walls.
Where did you get your best education at?
Prison.
Self-taught?
Self-taught.
And that's when you put your writing skills into effect?
Right. First, I wanted to be a poet. I wrote a lot of poems, but that's a long story. The prison guards threw all my stuff away, and then I lost my desire to write poems, so I started getting back into, my first love, writing books again.
How many chapters is this book?
Well, it's 200. It's 246 pages though.
And you directing it at the youth?
Yes, yes.
Is
But
it,
you know, let me just say this though. Even though this book is predicated on, essentially, the gist of the book is predicated and targeted toward gang members, but you can best believe the whole black race is in this book.
what type of textbook or tools did you have in prison to teach yourself how to write or do some creative writing or creative thought thinking?
Well, you know, my favorite book was always the dictionary. I love studying words, right? But if you're gonna write a book, you got to have a lot of self-discipline. You got to have a lot of. I'd be glad this book writing is over with for me. But aside from having a thesaurus and a dictionary, I just ordered a few other books and learned the fundamentals on how to write. You know, the grammar and all that stuff, which I still ain't got down packed right now. That's why the editors just corrected all that for me.
And when is this book due to be released?
Oh, any day now, any day now. I just canceled my book signing for this Saturday because the book wasn't ready yet. So any day, my book will be out any day now.
This is August 2018 for the viewers. So you guys go out and get that book. Where can they purchase it at?
Well, right now you're gonna be able to get it from me personally, and my mother or my wife. You know, because I know a lot of people gonna want me to personally autograph the book for them, right?
Of course.
So you're gonna be able to get them from me personally for right now, because my book signing gonna still take place in the next month or two. There's some discrepancies came about where I had to put it on hold because the book is not ready right now. But they're gonna be in the future to be able to order my book on Amazon.com and all that.
Okay, good. And if you give me a heads up, I'll post it and let them know.
I appreciate it.
That'll help you out a lot. There's
I
a lot of
appreciate
viewers on here, man. And of course, they've been wanting to get some Hoover history, so.
Well, I got it.
Yeah, you definitely got it. But and you say you was gonna. Is there anything else you want to talk about this book before we move on to the next one?
Other than that, like I was saying a minute ago, it's the gist of the book is based on gang activity, right? But anybody that's black is in this book, because I'm just not just speaking on gang activity. I'm speaking on the epidemic of drugs, the dysfunction of the black family, everything in this book. So I speak on everything, even the neutral man. You're a black man, you call yourself neutral, you don't want to be a part. I even talk about him.
All right, so this second book, what's that about?
Oh, that book there. See, that's the reason I wanted to put the anti-gang book out first, right? You know, the law enforcement, the so-called authorities that be gonna think I'm glorifying gang activity, which I'm not. I know how to do that, but I'm not. But this next book, it's a treacherous book. It starts from, I started writing this book, it's my autobiography. And it's not one book. I'm putting out in a trilogy. I'm putting this book out in a sequence of 3 volumes. And I have to do that. The publishers already told me I shouldn't do that because nobody don't want to read books in 3 volumes. But it's my autobiography. It covers that book starts all the way from 1960. It starts from when I was 5 years old up to now, and it covers the Watch Rise, everything. It covers the original Crips history that started when I became a baby Crip in '69. Covers all of their history that a lot of people don't even know about. You know, the Crips was out 2 years before it even went to the west side. It was on the east side first. So it covers all that. It covers Crips history. It covers Hoover history. It covers the history, how I went through it on the front lines representing that. You know, everybody told their story. I've been kicked back for over 3 decades. I'm listening to everybody's stories. Okay, now let me tell my story. So this is what it's about.
Yeah, the stories change over years.
Yeah.
And they don't expect nobody like you to come out and give your stories.
But this book coming out right now, you asking me about for next year, even though it got 3 volumes, the name of the book is called Life Without. That's how much time they originally gave me. Study the death penalty. They gave me life without, meaning I'll die in prison. So I named it Life Without for 3 reasons. One reason, I ain't gonna get into the other 2 reasons. One reason I named it Life Without, that's how much time they gave me. But they're gonna tell you at the introduction, I named it Life Without for 2 other reasons. Again, they're gonna come out in 3 volumes. In the first I named each volume. The first volume is called Unification. The second volume is called Self-Destruction. The third volume is called Separation. That's dealing with the Crips being, the status quo or how they is now, starting with the unification and then the self-destruction, then the separation.
Without going too deep into it, had you ever heard of the Hoover Crips?
I heard them back in the days.
And in your opinion, just an opinion, or if you have a fact to back it up, did the West Side Crips start in the 80s or the 100s?
Did they what?
Start off in the 80s,
You talking about the
St.
80s?
Andrews Park, or in the 100s with Melvin Hardy in there?
Well, it started with Melvin Hardy now. But then, Melvin Hardy was the leader of the Black Crip. But at the same time, it started in the 80s, just what, then, I wasn't a West Side Crip.
Right.
I don't like speaking on people's history.
Right.
Even though they was my homeboys, I haven't met them yet. But, and that's a good question you asked me. See, I don't want to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? So, I know they was hanging out at the park, St. Andrews Park at that time. That's one of their headquarters. So, I don't know if they started from the hundreds first or the 80s. I don't know. I do not know.
Was you ever aware of a gang called the Al Capones?
Yeah. Is that the one Big Tookie was part of before he turned Crip?
Yeah.
I heard them around Bret Hart and all that.
Right. So you say you went to Crenshaw. What years was you at Crenshaw?
I went to Crenshaw in '73 when I got kicked up out of Fremont High School.
Was it Brams at Crenshaw?
The only thing was that Crenshaw was the Rolling 60 Crips with NAC Neighborhood Crips, Rolling 60 Crips, and the VNG's badass gang Bloods.
Did y'all have to fight the Brams at school? Or coming from school?
Well, the 60s was already doing that, but the funny thing about it, I talk in my autobiography, when I get there, I come up in the era back in the days, we used to, when we check out of one school, you take about 10 of your homeboys with you, right? And all our mothers don't want to know we all checking in together. So we agreed on, that's how everybody used to move back in the day. So when I got to Crenshaw, the Rolling 60 Crips thought we was Bloods. But we already knew the Bloods was hanging across us at the cafeteria area. I said, man, look, man, them the Bloods over there, we Crips, So when I checked in to Crenshaw, I was already a Hoover Crip.
Did you ever attend the powwows at Centinela Park?
Oh yeah, that was the stomping ground. I grew up with a lot of 60s, original 6-0s, neighborhood Crips. I grew up with them. I met them all at Crenshaw High School, and I used to go up to Centinela Park every weekend. We was fighting with the Inglewood family Bloods over that park.
What was going on your side of town with the 5'9" Browns?
Oh, it used to be my arch enemies. The 5'9" Browns, the 6 Deuce Black Browns, and the 6'4" Black Browns. The 6'4" Black Browns are extinct now, but with the 6'4" Black Browns, Terry Cadoke now, and 6 Deuces and the 5'9", it was really my treacherous arch enemies at that time. Plus, I used to go with a Lady Brown.